So hi everyone, let me just wipe that screen, hang on, that's better. It's probably better if you can't see me today. I've had a awful day. I'm off sick and I'm going to tell you I suffer with anxiety and depression, and I've never said that on screen before ever, so I'm going to try not to cry about it. Just got off the phone from the doctor, and I've also spent the time today to do a little bit of learning about it. Oh, sorry, my arm, everything aches. Hang on, let's just try and hold that nice. Oh. And they said, like, the medication that I'm on, I need to give it another month before they think that I'm going to kind of be out of the woods. But I wanted to just do this chatty video for you, just to really like keep things real and let you know that it's nothing really to do with going to uni, but a combination of overdoing things. And you'd sometimes think that, like last Saturday when I was at the training for the student ambassador, which I've just had an email through from. God, I freak myself out the times I do stuff like that. Everybody seemed to think I was like this amazing person, and it's almost as though when you're of a certain age, I got my uni hoodie on, look, this is my London Met one. When you're of a certain age, it's like you're invincible, and that isn't the case. So if you're watching this because you're a mature student, then, you know, I feel your pain, because in a way, it would be amazing to live in halls of residence and be able to just spend my entire time studying. I really, really want to do well at my course, and I put this massive pressure on myself. And I just watched something today. It's a BBC documentary about what actually is depression, because most people don't really know, do they? They think it's like doing what I'm doing right now, which is crying. But the reason for it is that there's something in the brain. If you want to comment about this, if you're a psychology student or something, it's called it's not the hypothalamus, it's the hypo something else in the brain, which is shown to be smaller in people with depression. So what that means is that they measured it scientifically to show you, if they put somebody in an MRI scanner or something and showed them lots of negative images of like people screaming at you and things like that, and it showed against the ratio of people who are not depressed that you make it a bigger thing than it is. Now that's totally me, that's 100% me. I've got makeup all over me. I'm either like happy, it's not bipolar, I've been diagnosed, it's not bipolar, but it sounds like it, but it's not. It's just like if something negative happens and you don't have depression, you might be okay at dealing with that. But if something happens and you do have depression, you're going to make that into the absolute end of the world. And anyway, for some reason there is some evil out there in the world, and I do worry about like everything. And in my research today, I've done lots of like learning of stuff on YouTube and whatnot. It has given me an insight into what it is that's the problem, what it is I've got, and kind of what I need to do about it. Now, I'm not a person that likes to ever take medication. I don't take it for my Crohn's disease because I've managed to tweak that with my diet, but I don't think I can with this one. I think I need my medication for. And some extra sleep, probably a little bit less work. I mean, I'm really behind at uni. There's certain things I don't understand which concern me. I don't know how I'm going to get on top of that. I'm still working as a hairdresser. I'm still working on my Forever Living business, which I'm really keen to make my future. I'm student ambassadoring and mentoring, as well as the study and being a mum to twins, running them around places and doing stuff. And I've got the most amazing weekend coming up. I've got more ambassador training, which is going to be brilliant. And then on Sunday, I'm throwing a surprise party for my children's father, which is obviously taking a lot of organisation. But all these things, it's just too much. As well as obviously my YouTube channel, my blogging, my Fiverr. I'm doing too much and I don't know how to cope. I don't know how to make it happen, because there was years ago I would have stayed up all night, and I can't do that anymore. I don't know if that's my illness or what it is, but I just can't stay up all night and catch up on things anymore. And like much as I should have done that today, I knew that I needed to kind of just sleep, because my thoughts were so dark and so black and so hopeless that I'm thinking, get fed up with being me sometimes. Get fed up with being the person that can't just brush off comments when people are nasty. And I mean, in the last year, I've come across 3 people who, if they just fell off the end of the earth, would be my answer to my prayers. Because people can be just thoughtless and nasty, and they don't give a crap that somebody might be feeling awful. And I wrote in my Law of Attraction book that, like, you don't know what someone else's day is about. If you give off one nasty comment of pure evil, that could be the thing that turns them over the edge. You know what I mean? Imagine if someone said something nasty and then somebody went and killed themselves. You know, they don't stop to think about that. And much as they might think, oh, well, that's ridiculous, to that person that's dealing with that, it might not be. Anyway, I really don't want to sound negative, but I suppose it's a really negative kind of illness I've got. And it's the first time I've ever kind of admitted it's an illness. And I had a really lovely chat with my lovely friend earlier, and she said to me, if you'd woken up and you broke your leg, you wouldn't think twice about taking the day off. Taking a day off is not something that I do, and I am actually going to go now. I've got 5 minutes, sort my face out. I've got to get to work for the evening. See, that's the thing. I was supposed to start work at 8:30 this morning, and I'm not going to finish until probably 10:30 tonight. And that's not unusual. That's kind of how I do it. And then my children don't get fed unless they feed themselves, which they will feed themselves. But then there's no study time. When's my study time? I probably would have studied a little bit in my lunch hour. I've also got to take a library book back. I know the library's open until midnight. I suppose I'm going to have to literally just fly down there at midnight and take back this library book. I want to be an achiever. I want to do well, and I hate it that this thing comes and whacks me. And if I've got to take medication to stop that happening, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it. The doctor said, let's not increase it, let's give it a few more weeks. And I'm like, okay, let's do that then. But I need this brain thing to be sorted out. I can't have that anymore. It's got to go away and it's got to stop, and I've got to achieve and get through my uni course. And I love that I'm so able to be so honest on this video, because it's not going to be released yet. So it's probably helping me a little bit. And like my friend said to me today, she said, when you talk about helping others, you really light up. She said, so you need to kind of self-medicate by just helping people more. And I'm like, yeah, I do actually. I'm going to do that. Okay. So that's sort of where I'm at, really. As well as all that, I've had to do all my accountancy stuff. And oh my God, it's just too much. And it's no wonder really that I crumble, because it'd be too much for anybody. And then my parents have just flown to Egypt. Actually, they're probably on the plane right now. Yeah, they'll probably be landing soon. On a plane to Egypt, and there was a really horrific plane crash in Egypt. And I know they'll be fine, and I know they'll have an amazing time. But the fact that they're not here, and the fact that they're floating through the skies, I don't know. All these things is just too much. But I do believe in the power of positive thought. I really do. But I think when you've got depression, it's no good trying to pull yourself out of it. Power of positive thought isn't going to work. So, but you've got to still try and keep positive. You've got to still try and not let it engulf you. But you can't, because if you could, you would. If you could stop it, you would stop it. Oh, God, my heart goes out to you if you're somebody who's struggling with it as well, and that's why you've watched it. I will see you later when I look better and feel better. Thank you for watching.